right, what's going on? My name is Zac Holcomb. Welcome back to Kickin It With. This is episode 10. The first one, we've gone double digits, Jerry. 010.
010.
We've made it, finally. We're big time. On this episode, we're joined by Engage LA, which at this time is the very influential Shay Foss and Crissy Rouse. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Big podcasters. You guys have been on a lot of podcasts here recently.
A lot.
Very seasoned. Good. Good. Very good. Well, this will be fun. Most of the folks that come on here have never been on anything like this either, so don't even worry about it. I'll make a total fool of myself, and then we'll be totally good to go, and then it'll be great. So I want to bring you guys on mostly because I pay attention somewhat to what goes on Facebook, and I feel like y'all have really been popping up my Facebook feed a bunch lately with this Engage LA situation that's going on over there in La Grange, as I like to call it for fun.
In the little LA.
Little La Land. What are all the monikers for La Grange that I don't know about because I don't live there? Any good ones?
LA is probably the
LA. That's what I like.
the spot, the garden spot, our spot.
Garden Spot. I saw you use that for the wrestling group. I hadn't heard that before.
Well, we used to have a garden spot festival, but we haven't had one of those since COVID hit. But garden spot, that's why we did that. Garden spot.
Garden
Wrestler,
Spot
yeah.
Rattlers. I know. Initially, I was like Garden. I went Garden State, like New Jersey. I think isn't that on the license plate?
Yeah, maybe.
Anywho.
There was some smarty mouths about the garden spot grapplers, but we kind of, we left that alone.
I like that.
We were like, oh, maybe we should have done that.
That's how you know you're always
I like
doing
it.
something good.
Well, maybe.
Yeah. Well, no one heckles something that's not going well.
Well, you're
That's
right.
true.
And it's going really, really good.
Yeah.
Wrestling is great.
The wrestling's been killing it.
Wrestling
That's how
is
we've
great.
largely all met, I think. It's
Yeah.
just the wrestling.
You came over to help with wrestling, and you're awesome. You know, I think about all these people, kind of dissing you a lot. They have no idea who you really are.
I like it a lot. I actually was talking to someone the other day, and they were messaging. They were like, something about wrestling came up, and they were like, "Aren't you doing something with that?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I kind of like told them what I was doing. They're like, "Holy cow, we had no idea you were doing all that. You never." I was like, "Yeah, I don't really post that stuff." But,
He's
it's
great.
just
If you don't know,
whatever, so.
he's really good.
Thanks, I appreciate that. It's just fun. I like it a lot. Jeff's been letting me come in and beat up on the high school kids like every single day. I've been trying to come into work early so I can leave and go make the high school wrestling practice, which I never thought I'd be able to do, but that's been super fun. Super fun.
It's awesome.
It's kind of like what we were talking about off camera a little bit. Your son Everett. I'm constantly giving him crap over everybody else. He's definitely like the little brother of the team, I would say. Like he gets no breaks ever. Just constantly giving him crap.
Yeah.
So
And he comes home and tells me.
good.
I've even heard it.
Yeah. He comes home, he's like, they're riding me. They're just riding me. And I'm like, you'll be fine. Just suck it up. You'll be fine. And he's fine. Is he not? He's fine.
He's fine.
Yeah, I mean that's the same thing, right? Like, if I didn't think you had any future in it or you didn't have any potential, I wouldn't really waste my time giving you crap about it or being like, "No, why are you doing it this way? Do it this way instead." Because there's plenty of people. Hate to say it, but like, there's some folks that's just like, they can do it however they want, all the time.
Right, yeah.
Because I don't care. Because
exactly
we've been down
right.
that road, or maybe they just aren't. They just don't have the drive to do it. But it's been cool to watch them really progress over the last, like the summertime. I mean, just from last year to now, it's been crazy. So most of the folks on the team, really.
Yeah, they've come a long way. A lot of those kids have. I mean, those kids have never wrestled and never even thought about wrestling. And there's a couple of those middle school kids who didn't even want to wrestle, and they're coming out, and they look incredible. I'm very proud of them. I can't wait because I think our first wrestling match is Sunday. They're doing a takedown tournament for them.
Oh.
Yeah. Reed hadn't announced that yet. He was trying to figure out if he could get them all registered by then. But I think so.
Where's that at?
No idea.
Oh, you don't know. Me neither. Yeah. I accidentally booked myself to record a really cool podcast Thursday night, so we're gonna miss the Thursday night match.
Yeah, because that was what I was going to cancel. But then
I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, but it was Tuesday instead of Thursday.
Yeah, that worked out well.
Yeah.
I know. I found out. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I forgot about that. But hopefully, it should be a pretty good podcast. We're pumping it, and we're continuing to mention it on the podcast leading up to that episode because we want to really. I feel like the more that we mention that they're coming on the show, the less likely they are to cancel on us.
Right.
right? If
Right.
That's
people
right.
start finding out that you're already committed,
You got to commit.
you're in. So pretty excited about it. It should be episode 11, the one right after this, should be with Stacey Heath / I'm in jail / Noah Justice / Noah Peace / insert banned Facebook moniker here, and Brad Elmore. We're talking about conspiracy theories and Bigfoot.
Okay.
Oh, is there Bigfoot in Kinston?
According to Brad and Stacey, I would say it's likely that they believe that.
Okay.
So it should be like we cover everything here on the Kickin with podcast.
Never heard
We've
of
had
it.
battle rappers, we've had sports journalists, we've had Pete pissing off the council down there in Pink Hill. We've had Andre Barrett, retired law enforcement and military. We did a little Brian Hanks. We've got Engage LA.
Yeah.
So yeah, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, speaking of councils, we got a great council. We have a great town. We have a great great support. They have really, really, really stepped up for us.
Absolutely.
We had our first movie night, and they saw how many people came out. So what did they do? They went to the board, and they decided they were going to pay for us to have entertainment centers. So they pay for the speakers, they pay for the screen, the projector, and all of that for us. So now we have that at our disposal to use whenever we're having community events.
Absolutely. Like some of the events that are coming up that we can use it with, that they're super excited about is we're going to do a Super Bowl in the park.
Yeah.
So tailgating in the park, we can watch Super Bowl out there because we can live stream. We are planning to do an ACC tournament watch party in the park. Yes, it might be cold, so bring your coats and your blankets.
And our next one is December the 4th, where we're inviting people to come out and go caroling. We're going to light the tree, but not really light the tree because the tree's going to be put up before Thanksgiving, before the parade. And that is the Sunday after Thanksgiving. So they're going to go ahead and put the tree up, but we're going to officially light the tree that night. And we have some people coming to lead us sing carols.
Yes, so we have Beverly Weeks, and she is the executive director of Wayne Pregnancy Center and Cry Freedom Missions. And two of the people that work with her, Angelita, and I cannot remember the other woman's name, but they're going to help us with keeping the carolings going, making it fun. They're going to sing solos, trios. I think it's just going to be an amazing night.
Very cool. So you have your caroling connoisseurs kind of like
Yep.
showing you the ropes. I
And
like
then
that.
we're asking.
Are they locals as well?
They're actually from Goldsboro,
Okay, local-ish.
local-ish.
Kind of like
Absolutely.
you, local-ish.
Yeah.
And we should talk them into trying to move to LaGrange too.
Oh, I'm already talking about it.
You guys are actively recruiting people.
We're
to move to
trying.
LaGrange, I've
We're
heard.
trying.
We are
And been
trying.
influenced myself.
Yes.
So if you're looking for a home, like you're maybe like out there and you're like, I don't know, I'm in this town and it's all right, but LaGrange accepting applications.
That's right. Come on.
Absolutely. Come on. We want everybody to come and be a part of it. We, along with other organizations, are trying to do more social activities. Crissy and I met, I guess, back in July, and
June.
was it June?
I think it was June.
And we thought this Engage LA would kind of start off at a crawl, and we could take our time building it. And boy, did it take off at a marathon, not a crawl. And so we've had a lot of fun doing it. We've got a great team working with us,
And we don't have, we try not to recruit people who don't do. That was one of our biggest things is we don't need to fill seats. We need people who are going to get things done. And so far, those who don't want to do, they kind of weed themselves out. And those who like to do, want to see the growth in LaGrange, they keep coming, no matter how much we do.
and they're excited about it. That's what's great.
We just had the Thanksgiving in the park, and I don't know how many. I think we sold 126 plates.
Yes.
We also used that Thanksgiving in the park to thank our town council and our town manager, and a couple of people who come out and help us with our community events. We took that opportunity to thank them for what they've done. But we had an amazing night. Shay did all the decor. She got all the decor, and her and some of the ladies put the tables together. And they were amazing.
Yeah,
And we
it was
had
hot.
yes, it was so pretty.
So you did look at it.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, he follows and shares.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Cool.
I'm
I
pretty
didn't know that.
engaged in LA, even though I don't live there, you know what I mean?
So you need to move to LaGrange.
Yes.
I know.
I mean,
I just, we were down there in the downtown just last week, kind of looking around and stuff, and there's a lot of like it was here, a lot of openings, a lot of opportunity for people. I think that's like the biggest push for these towns in Eastern North Carolina is pushing, not just pushing for like 19 boutiques to move into your spaces, but like they make great office spaces for people that do all their business on the internet.
That's right.
And if you're running an internet-based business and you're living in like Raleigh and you have an internet-based business or you work remote, why not just live in the same house for half the mortgage payment and maybe have an office downtown in Grange?
You're right.
Well, you know, it's like Pete said a couple of episodes ago that LaGrange is getting ready to get. He said 300 houses. No, we're on the map for 500.
500
500.
houses?
Yeah, they've started in Sutton Acres, and they're coming behind Lake Pines. They've started, is it
Huntington Park, and they have a phase 2 of Huntington Park happening.
Nice.
And we've got a nature trail going up right now. The town's not finished with it. They got big plans for that, and it is absolutely beautiful. The creek, Bear Creek, is back there. You can see the railroad tracks from there, and you can literally see through the water down to the sand. It's gorgeous. So once that gets up and going, that's going to be a major perk to.
They're doing like the little bike and hiking.
I think it's just going to be hiking. I'm not sure
Okay.
about biking.
Paved or gravel?
No, it's going to be just
Trail.
Trail, yes, natural.
But they are going to have like benches and picnic tables and things like that.
Nice. Are those developed? This is just a personal question. Are those developments and stuff all with like a developing like builder and stuff like that, or are they bring your own builder and just buy a lot and go?
I think that some of them are builders, and then others, I think there's the one maybe behind Lake Pines is somebody coming in and he's
More custom homes.
and he is going to do it, and then you purchase the lot from him and you can build is what I'm thinking, but
Gotcha.
I'm really not sure.
And Sutton Acres is still, I believe.
One contractor.
Yeah,
Developer.
well, right now it's one contractor, but before it was, you could buy a lot and build your house. So maybe some of both out there.
Really sure.
Yeah, that's cool. I noticed they're starting to like actually build. There's like a subdivision that was like roughed in Kinston over by like the
North and
mall
North.
and stuff. They're actually starting to build houses in there too. Coming from where you come from, that's all that there is for housing. Like living in like, and they're nice homes and stuff in town, but like I've never in my life lived in a house older than myself until I moved here. Because like in Columbus, they're just building so many damn new houses that it's just like
Right.
you either live in a house built in the 80s or the 90s or the 2000s or 2010s, and it's like it's crazy. But that's kind of cool to see that kind of popping up. There's another one that's popping up. I know it's probably not LaGrange, like city limits, but out there, if I was driving from Hall Road towards North Lenore, there's a little
There is one. It's on the
subdivision.
left-hand side. It's like it's
Yeah.
closer to North Lenore.
Yeah.
There was a few houses out there, maybe
Yeah, there were
10, and now it's
Yeah.
really
Now they're all of it. Well, they were largely single-story homes.
Yes.
And the houses going in are two-story homes. They look a lot. That neighborhood looks a lot. The ones that you guys have right there off of 70, that's a neighborhood that's like what Pickerington was, which is where I'm from, like the subdivision or
Okay.
like suburb of Columbus. That's what a lot of the suburbs in Columbus look like. Are those neighborhoods where they have like quarter to 1/3 acre lots with a 4-bedroom house on it, something like that, in a 22 to 2,800 square foot range. I was like, but my point is like, those are the people that you generally, if you're going to attract people to your area, if they can afford a $300,000+ house,
they want something to do.
they want shit to do.
That's why
Absolutely.
we're doing it.
Yep.
We're trying to get it
Well,
done.
and they generally like want to be involved because they're involved enough in their career to make enough money to afford that house, and then they've made enough proper decisions over time and longevity to set themselves up to be ready to do that. I mean, it's not easy to just be like, I think I want to move into that house, but it's $319,000. Like, there's 6 to 10 years of putting things in place to get yourself there, minimum. So you're bringing good people that generally want or see how they can grow as individuals, and now you're bringing more people like that into your area. That's sweet stuff.
In our
It
group,
is.
we have people that have just moved to. I know that Cindy's one, and then Melanie and Rocky. They just moved to LaGrange, and they're apart. They're working.
Jump right in.
Yes, they are.
Teresa moved 3 years ago.
Yes, so Miss
and-
Teresa.
So
So they're looking, and then we had a lady message us or post on the page this week, and she's coming to the next meeting. She doesn't know anybody, and she's just looking something to do. So
That's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah, the more that, and that's why I think you guys have done a good job of, and I don't know Grange that well because I hardly really know Kinston that well, I guess you could say, but there in Kinston, there's a lot of these old groups that are on their last leg, or they're we've been around for 30 years and we're still doing the same stuff we were doing 30 years ago. In LaGrange, with what you guys are doing, is you're kind of providing, those spaces aren't very opening to people that are new generally because they've got these long-standing organizations that we only do it this way because it's the way we were told to do it and by the people that don't live anymore. And that's largely what we've got here. Seeing what you guys are doing with a, not progressive in the progressive political sense, but you're progressive by the fact that you're using the internet to find people that want to be engaged in LA, which is genius, great naming. But then you're also you're pairing those people up and then providing them an environment to stick their necks out a little bit and come up with ideas and share those ideas without being jammed back and stiff armed. So
the other thing that we want to see is that our kids have generally in the past 20 years, my husband and I were a prime example. We moved away when we were 30 and we have just come back in the last year. We want our kids, yes, if they go off to college, we want them to want to come back because they had such an amazing experience. There was something to do all the time in LaGrange. There was activity. They grew up with everybody in the community. And we want that for our kids so that they have the desire to come back. Not just the new. We want to attract the new, but we want to bring the old back also.
Yep.
And, one of the phrases that my husband says a lot is if we're not growing, we're dying. And some people are okay with that. Some people truly are okay with that. We're not, and we're not going to sit here and pretend like we haven't had naysayers because we absolutely have. But we're going to keep on keeping on, and we're just going to do what we feel like is good and what is
right.
Right, yes. And, if people want to get involved, we want them to be involved. If they don't, then that's fine too.
Yeah. That's the thing. There's no, there's if you want to be a part of a group and this one's not doing what you think they should be doing, start your own. There's a zillion groups.
That's right.
Feel free to go ahead and start your own stuff and then work really hard and then put yourself out there a lot and then, be willing to take that flame too because no one's going to love 100% of the way that you plan on doing it either.
And so far, we've done really well. We just really, 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 and I always try to say thank you because we have an amazing group of volunteers that are helping us and they go above and beyond. I feel like me and Shay text, call.
Every day, all day
Every
long?
day, yes, all day long. Kennedy, she does our interviews and she does an amazing job pulling things out of people. Caitlin that's her daughter-in-law. She does our Facebook posts and things like that as well. And we just have people set in place that are just doing a good job.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like the going around to all the businesses and stuff. Daleco, I didn't even know about them, and then boom, I was like, sweet, they're still on my list. I still got to get out there and see them, but
Well, and it's
great.
we interviewed a business yesterday, and it's going up on Wednesday. It's LaGrange Nutrition or something. They've been there for 3 years, and I had no idea. Now we know, and so they'll go up on Wednesday, and hopefully people will know that they're there, and they'll stop by and see them. And but I had no idea. And if I had no idea, and I'm there every day,
exactly.
how in the world does anybody else know about them?
Well, I know one of the businesses that we interviewed was Mama Nim's. It's a little local grill. And when I was talking to her one night, she said, I believe my business has picked up 20% since we did the interview. It's because people don't know.
Yep.
And I feel like that's a lot of what's going on in small towns is the communication. There's not a lot of communication, so that's what we're really trying to push on our page is communication. We don't care what you are, what you're doing. If you have an event that's a community event, send it to us and we will post it. We need to get the word out. We're posting library, we post school functions.
Other organizations.
The Arts Council has a homemade baked goods this week. Last week they had an art show. I think it was last week. Anything that somebody sends to us, we're putting out there, because we want people to know what's going on in our town. It's not just what we're doing. It's about what everybody's doing. It's bringing everybody together to better our community.
Well, it's just like Saturday with the Thanksgiving in the park. The fire department had their barbecue sale, and we weren't in competition with them. We posted their barbecue sale probably as much as we did our Thanksgiving in the park.
Right.
I mean, we want to improve everybody in the town. It's not just about us and what we're doing, because we can't do what the other groups are doing. We are not into the art or the garden club. We're not into the gardening or whatever their events are. So if
We're into the entertainment, and we like it.
That's right. We like the fun stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys are hosting the party. You know?
Yes.
I like that. Well, and it goes to be said, like, being the bulletin board of your town.
That's good. That's good.
Every town needs that. They need multiples, because you're going to miss stuff too.
That's exactly right.
People are going to not know about you, just like you didn't know about businesses that had existed for years. Like, maybe there's a whole, I know everyone's on Facebook, but like there's a lot of people that just aren't.
That's right.
And who knows how you get to those folks too, but I mean.
And it's
Very
difficult
interesting.
because you have a small town and you have small businesses, and you ask for them to put up flyers, but some do, some don't. And if that's the only way you know how to get it out there. If they're not on social media, is through the flyers. And other than that, I don't really know.
I think it's word of mouth.
Yeah.
I think every time we have an event, people ride by. I mean, I was watching when we were setting up Saturday. It was amazing the number of cars that rode by real slow and looked to see what we were doing, and then they drove off. Now, I don't know if they came or not, but they at least saw another event happening in the town.
Cool. It's almost like having like an old school billboard rolling in and out of town somewhere. Maybe one or two spots that you go and do. Be
That's
cool
not
too.
a bad idea. That's
Or
a really good
to
idea.
be honest, like if you guys could find, this is just, I don't know, just got my wheels spinning now, but like if you guys were able to find a spot where you could, like maybe a downtown spot that has a little power and lets you put like a 42-inch TV in the window, and then you just play on repeat a little loop of all the events you have going on. I'm trying to do that here.
It's a good
I'm trying to put
idea.
70-inch TVs in those windows up there. Because you have to get permitting to have a sign outside. But if you have a
Love
TV
a
screen
TV.
in front of your window, it's operating inside
What
your
a
building. So
great
why pay
idea.
the permit fee? Sorry, town of Kinston.
That's a great
Yeah.
idea.
Keep that cash.
Well, we do banners. We try to do banners, and we do yard signs, but we don't want to put the yard signs out too early, especially right now with all the political campaign stuff, because they get lost. But we try to put yard signs out maybe 3 or 4 days before, so it really catches their attention to know that there's something coming up, whether it's movie night or music in the park or something. And we do banners, and we put them at the stoplight 4-way there, but a billboard would be great.
It sure would.
There you go. If you're looking to sponsor Engage LA, they would gladly take a place to display a video screen, and the video screen and the electric.
Yeah, and right now, as far as we're broke. We're completely
There's
broke.
no money.
We
Sponsors.
yes. So
Sponsors.
what we were trying to do is put our name on the map, let people see what we were doing, and hopefully send out some sponsorship letters and see if we can get people to engage with us and sponsor events, like maybe come on board to help sponsor an event, because we have so many events coming up. In January, we've got a
Daddy-daughter dance.
Daddy-daughter dance
Nice.
that we're going to do. And, I mean, we just got so much going on. I think we've got it through April that we're
Yes,
trying
we
to
have
do.
plans all the way through April. So we have the Daddy-daughter dance in January, Super Bowl party in February, ACC tournament in March.
And we're trying to do a local, maybe 3-on-3 tournament. I've got a guy that's going to help us with that, but we've kind of postponed that just a bit because he thinks that March might be a little cold to do it outside, so we might need to move it inside. So we haven't really decided on that yet.
We also have a 5K coming up in March. Can't remember my dates. I think it's March. And then in April, we want to do a bluegrass festival, a weekend-long bluegrass festival.
Heck yeah.
We want to bring people from outside of LaGrange. If you can bring people outside in, look at what it does. It boosts all of our businesses.
Oh, yeah.
And it just creates more activity and interest in our town.
Yeah, the awareness of having people from out of town come in through your town is crazy. Like, y'all lived in town and didn't know about all the
That's
businesses.
exactly
Imagine
right.
how much
Yes.
shine they can get just from a couple of people. And generally what I've noticed, too, here, at least here in Kinston, is the people that come to your town are generally from areas that are more populated in general. And what's crazy is those people use the internet at a very high rate. So they'll probably share that they stopped at this store, that store, and the other store, and they're going to tag up your town all over social media. And that is actually what now the other ladies at their high schools, whatever, while they're sitting there in the stands, is like, man, they went to this town over here the other day. LaGrange, have you guys ever, LaGrange? I don't even know how you say it, but apparently they went over there and had a great time last weekend. So
Yeah.
those are the things that really, really help you expand the epicenter. I mean, that's how it works here for the podcast. We bring in different people. They have different friend circles, and then it's amazing how it expands from there just by getting a couple of people from here and a couple of people from there, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know.
It's kind of like the
Rock and
Harvest
roll.
Festival. We had the Harvest Festival. The chamber put that on. And so with that, they asked us to do the haunted house. I mean, I'm telling you, I bet we had 2,000 to 3,000 people there. And they weren't all from LaGrange. They were from everywhere. You tell about the...
The cutest thing happened at the haunted house. A family came up and they got in line and they're so excited. And the dad said, "Aren't you excited?" And the little boy says, "I think I've changed my mind." And the dad said, "What do you mean you've changed your mind?" He said, "We just drove from Snow Hill just for the haunted house." The boy said, "Yeah, I've changed my mind."
But we did really good. We ran it for only a couple hours. It was just for the one night. But we had an awesome team that put that together, and never in a million years. I had somebody come out of the haunted house, and they said, "Wow, I did not even expect that." Yeah. I mean, it was really great, really, really good. It was a great night. The town was packed. We have pictures on our Facebook page from down the street. You couldn't even see. I mean, there's so many people down there.
Nice.
So, again, people came in, and I know personally that, well, not personally, but from one of the people that has a business downtown, they said that they were slammed. They were really slammed. And then after it calmed down, their business was slammed. So they had a food truck in the park and then downtown. And bringing people to LaGrange helps small businesses, which help our town. And you...
Was that Bill's?
Yes. Bill's. Bill's is great. We love Bill's. We like to close it down a couple of times a week.
Yes.
We love Bill's.
Is that, I mean, I've been there twice now, once with you guys, but is that like the spot in the downtown that's
Yeah.
currently carrying the vibe?
I think so. I had a lady that I know last week. We were going in, actually, it might have been when you had gone with us, and she said, "I never in a million years thought that I could come to LaGrange and somewhere in LaGrange and listen to music and drink a beer." Like, you can do that now. They have live music on Thursday nights. Last week they had Jacob Sutton, and he is amazing.
Nice,
So, we love it. We love going in there, the atmosphere, the down-home feeling of homegrown people all in there. And, Michelle and Hunter Marshall, they're incredible. I mean, they're just kids. They're just kids. They're 27, 28 years old, and they're rocking it. And they are really doing something great for LaGrange.
That's sweet. That's sweet. Yeah, I mean, pretty cool spot. And they're doing a great job of marketing, too. I mean, they're all over the internet, too. And then that helps the overall jam of town. So,
Yeah.
very cool stuff.
That's right.
Very cool.
So another event that we have coming up that we really need a lot of help with is we have a Christmas extravaganza. December 10th, that's in the park. It's only $50 for a booth, but we need people to come and sell, rent a booth. It's a 16 by 16 booth. I hear that's big big and cheap. So if you have something you want to sell, again, we're trying to bring people from outside in, but also lift our in-town businesses and restaurants.
And that's food vendors and everything. And that's the night we're gonna end in the park with a movie. We'll have Polar Express that night.
Very cool.
So,
On the 10th.
yep, on the 10th.
Very sweet. Very sweet. What else you guys got going on? Other fun things.
Oh.
Just had the movie in the park. You had the community Thanksgiving. last weekend before wasn't a Engage LA event, but we had the little, was it SCA steak cook-off event
gosh,
at
yeah.
Riley's. That was a
That was
banger.
Riley. That was great.
I think Chris Hatcher had the cook-off before that.
Yeah, the week
True
before.
Smoke.
True
that,
Smoke.
Smoke.
We went out there. It was the first time I've ever been. And she was like, "You want to go?" And I said, "Yeah," because we had done his interview for him, for his community event. And so we went out there, and we got there, and oh my gosh, they set up that food, and my plate. It was so.
We laughed at her plate.
Yes.
The rest of us had just normal plates, and you looked at Chrissy's, and it was like piled. She didn't eat it all, but it was still piled that much. It was hilarious.
But it was amazing. It was so amazing. It was just two totally different events, Ryan's and Chris's. Chris's was more like truly a Thanksgiving type event. We actually are going to try to cook in that next year. Our husbands are going to cook.
Gotcha.
And,
Wait a minute. Let me go back. Your husband and my brother,
Yes.
and my husband's going to help.
He's going to watch. Yeah.
Just gonna hold the beers.
Yeah.
Like make sure the ice is full.
Yes.
That would be my position. So I feel like we have a lot in common.
And then Ryan's was just great too. I mean, everything they cooked, they were constantly taking it off the grill and just giving it away.
Yeah, which is
So
awesome. What
you
a great way
had-
to get people to show up.
Yes,
Yes.
Show up
trays
for
of
free,
steak.
professionally cooked food.
Yes, it was good.
Yeah.
It was so
And it was
good.
delicious.
It was, and it brought a lot of people in. I know that our town mayor, he's amazing. He's always everywhere. He shows up. He was there. His wife came. Who else? The town council. Who did?
Some of the town council
Yeah,
came.
they did.
You were flush with aspiring politicians because I think it was the weekend before the election.
Yes. Several of those were there too. And it was really, truly a great event for LaGrange. And a lot of people, I know that my husband had talked to one of the councilmen, and he had no idea that was going on. So he's like, I'll be your sound now. I'll let you know when something's going on, because he was like, I would have loved to have gone, but I didn't know.
Gotcha.
And again, I feel like that is what we're trying to do, is get people involved and let them know what's going on. Because if you don't know, you can't be there, and then you might miss out on something.
Yep.
And we're not only just causing or having a lot of fun. We, what day was it? We had a downtown cleanup.
Yeah.
So the doers that are in our group showed up and showed out. And we had 2 companies come in, and they pressure washed all downtown. They pressure washed the buildings. That was Fulcher's Lawn Care and Riley's Lawn Care. And both of them did amazing.
Yes, they did.
Absolutely. They came in, they donated their time, they donated the people to come in and do the work, and then we finished up by cleaning the windows, and it was just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It was ready for the Harvest Spot Festival, and again, it was clean, and we have to thank those volunteers that keep showing up, because they're the ones that are making it happen.
And we keep working them, and they just still keep coming. I mean, they just keep coming.
Nice.
Yeah, we even asked them this weekend.
Are we doing too much?
Yeah, is this too rough?
Too much? And they were
And they're
like, no, we enjoy it. We love it, and we want to be here. And somebody thought maybe Shay had gone overboard on her decorations, but
Yes, my husband.
yes, but everybody was like, they were amazing. They were beautiful. No.
I thought that's what I thought. Like when I looked at the pictures, we had the tree lighting here. That's why we didn't come. So we had our own little jam right here in the park. But yeah, I mean, I was like, dang, they got the freaking lawn tables out and the white chairs, and then like every table is dressed up. It's like, jeez.
So our motto is kind of, if you're going to do it to the best you
out.
can do it.
Yeah.
Do it with excellence. If you can't do it with excellence, don't do it.
Exactly. I like that.
So,
The keeping it clean is like super important. Like y'all want people to come in and buy buildings and invest a
Yes.
bunch of money that they may or may not already have. I mean,
Right.
and then we fight that down here, man. I mean, we do the same stuff. I mean, some people it's funny to me. Like I expect to have to pick up trash that's not mine.
Right.
I own a building on a street where there's bars. Duh. I chose that, but you know, it's nice to not be the only person out there picking stuff up all the time. I mean, it's cool to see that. And then again, when you're coming in and you're about to drop some cash, when things are clean, it shows you that the people there, okay, maybe there hasn't been the cash invested in the situation yet, but the investment of time and caring and actually having a brain and being like, nah, I may not be investing money in this property, but I can keep the trash picked up around
That's
it.
exactly
That's
because
right.
I live here and I have pride in where I reside, and that's I think largely the basis of your all's group is you guys just really have a lot of pride because you reside in a place and you're just not cool with it not being all the way to the top like everything else that you're doing in your life.
And it's crazy because when did you come to LaGrange?
I moved back in November. I moved here. Well, my husband was born and raised in LaGrange. I moved here when I was 12.
So, and I came when I was 12.
Okay.
My mom married a man who was from LaGrange, and I just thought that was kind of neat that we both came at 12, and it's our home. And she moved away, but she came back, and we moved away for a year, and we came back. I don't even know if it was a year.
Couldn't take it.
No, we're going to be there. Yeah. We're not going. My plan was to move to the beach, but I don't think so.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling myself. The beach is next, but need a little recession.
Well, I got Channing and Kennedy are staying in LaGrange, and so I'm like, how can I expect them to stay and then me leave? I mean, I can't do that. So we'll just keep going to the beach for vacation.
Which is one of the biggest draws of this area. Like, it's slept on by the people that are from here or have lived here for a long time, but like, where I come from, like my senior trip, I didn't go because we were poor and I didn't even think to ask my parents to help me do that. But like, all my friends went to Outer Banks for freaking senior trip.
Really?
And it was like some great, we're renting a house and it's got a pool and oh my God. And they were just idiots for a weekend. It was like, I mean, that's what people where we live. I mean, they either, it's, you want to go to the Carolina beaches. I mean, that's like a big family vacation for those folks. And it's like, yeah, I guess sometimes I wake up on Saturdays and I don't have anything to do. So I just drive to those same beaches where like, I would have loved to have vacation at when I was a kid. So
Go walk the boardwalk in Beaufort and have dinner or lunch. Or
We did that last weekend.
We do it almost every time we go.
Yeah. I like going, I'm like a Wilmington or a Carolina beach guy.
Okay.
Curry Beach and like Fort Fisher down there on the south end of Wilmington.
Yeah, you
really
need to come back to Emerald Isle.
Well, my reason that I don't like Emerald Isle is because there's too many people.
Oh no! See where we are, it's
Comparative.
it's really. I mean, once you get out on the main road, it is.
Yeah.
But where we are,
I'm sure. Yeah.
it's so quiet. It's like you're not even there. It's amazing. We love where we are. We had actually had a place there, and then went to Harker's, and it was way off the beaten path. Like their grocery store is like an old IGA, 1980s.
Yeah.
This beautiful place. We really liked it, but I mean, there was nothing there. So when we came back to Emerald Isle, I was like, yeah, this is where we need to be. So
Yeah,
we
you can
love
still
it.
bop out and go like have a little nightlife
Yes.
fun or like a dinner somewhere and then come back or like one of many
And
places.
really, and we don't really. I mean, we have me and Reed. We normally do a lot of going out together. But if we have everybody there, we normally just cook. We might go out once, but we stay put. We love being there. We love being on the beach.
I like that.
Yeah, me too.
As I've been doing, I like going down. So the Fort Fisher gives us 4x4 access year round.
That's true.
Yeah,
Pretty
Emerald Isle, yeah.
I can't believe that you're even allowed to drive on the beaches.
Yeah.
No one's screwed that up yet. Like all the idiots in the world, and not one person has come down here on a vacation and just like
Well, they try in Emerald
bombed
Isle.
it.
If you get on their pages,
Yeah, they
page,
try
and
to shut
yes,
it.
they do.
Well, it's seasonal there, right?
That's
What is
right.
it like after like the 50s? Like
Is it after Labor Day?
No, I think it's
Labor Day
even
or Easter?
October now.
Okay.
They pushed it back. It may
the
be
turtles?
September. No, because the vacationers are coming, and
later in the
yes, and then, but I saw a post, they were talking about it, kids, your kids running, but we were riding down the road, and this kid rode her bicycle down a hill into this other neighbor's yard. Like, we were coming. Nobody was watching that kid then, and that wasn't even the
Right.
beach. And I don't know. I think it's dumb. Just let them do what they've always done.
Yeah, people are going to complain about anything and everything. So once you
Yeah.
know that,
That's
you
right.
start expecting it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
that's what we like doing. Well, we do this fun thing where we like to call it. Unless you guys have anything else, anything burning.
Well, I'm just going to say LaGrange is a diamond in the rough.
Yes.
Well, we do this really cool segment called Shameless Self Promotion.
Okay.
Okay.
Shameless.
Self-promotion.
So this is like, as if you were an advertiser and you just wanted to say all the things you wanted to say.
Yeah, look at her shirt.
Yes.
How can you get one of
Engage
these shirts?
Engage LA, LaGrange. I mean, who doesn't want a LaGrange t-shirt?
And Crissy designed this.
So you can come to Inkables and purchase your LaGrange gear. We have hats. We have leather patch logos. We have just the LaGrange embroidered hats,
Cups.
decals, keychains. We have it all.
Non 3D printed keychains of this run. We'll get there. Continue. Sorry, it's shameless self-promotion.
Well,
I'm not even supposed to get
And
involved.
but our profit, all proceeds at this point, every dime paid for these goes back to Engage because again, we are poor, we have no money, and we're trying to make some money so we can continue to do the things that we do. And by purchasing this gear, you are helping us purchase this stuff so that we can do things.
We can do future events.
Yes.
So get engaged.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we came up with the name. We want people to get engaged with, I'm going to say it again, not only our group, there are other groups out there that may be more of a fit for you.
Sure.
But we're active. We're a lot of fun. You will meet people coming out and being a part of the group. That was one thing that we told the lady that messaged us this week. You know, if you want to meet people, come out and get involved.
Yep.
You know, be a part of the community. Bring the community together. That's what we're trying to do. Any walk of life.
And you know, and I guess one thing that we've had a little bit of pushback to is it doesn't have to be a church event to be a community event. It can be a church event. You can have a church event, but we are a community event. We want all walks of life, all diversity in our park. We want everybody in the park to commune together. And it doesn't have to be in four walls. It can be in the park, outside with everyone, so that everyone feels welcome.
And it's fun if you come out because people are bringing their children, and it's so much fun. You see the kids out there playing. It's like it used to be when we were growing up. You know, the parents took you outside and you just played and you ran and you jumped, and that's what you see with the kids. It's just, I mean, it's a lot of fun. And I think the more people see that we're doing things, the bigger it's going to get. I think our first movie in the park we had about 150 people. Our first concert, the first concert Engage did was about 300 people. The Switch came and played, and they're coming back. The 5K is March 11th because we're going to end it with the Switch playing that night.
On March 11th?
Yes,
You
March
picked it really-
10th or 11th. I can one of those days, but you can find it on Engage LA.
They're really good too, if you haven't heard them.
Oh yeah, they're
Really,
awesome.
really, really good.
If it's the 11th, that'd be my birthday. So you pick a good
Okay,
day.
okay.
Yeah.
the 11th.
We can have a cake.
Yes, we can. And have them sing happy birthday.
Recruiting hard out there in LaGrange, bro. Where do you live? Where do you currently live? Are you a LaGrangeite or not?
I'm in Kinston. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, he's Kinston.
I didn't know. I'm new around here. Everybody, you don't know, man. There's a lot of bleed over, so especially
don't
in
know.
the North Lenore world. I mean, you could be anywhere. You could live south of the river, kind of technically, and still be at North Lenore.
Yeah.
That's a weird thing for me. That's not allowed. The jumping around of high schools where we come from. is a
Because
big deal.
everybody wants to be a hawk.
Yep.
Yep.
Is that true?
Not everyone, but the cool people are. So
Yep.
that's all that matters.
There it is. There it is.
That was good.
Well, cool. So you guys got what's the next 3 events you got coming up?
We have
Or if you know the through the end of the year rundown and you feel confident.
absolutely.
rattle it
So
off.
December 4th, well, we have the Christmas parade that's put on by the chamber, and that
November 27th.
November
It's
27th.
at 3 o'clock.
Then we have the Christmas caroling in the park. That's December 4th. The Christmas extravaganza that we need businesses to come and rent booths and sell their wares so that we can shop for Christmas. That is December 10th. The Daddy-Daughter Dance is January 21st. And then we'll have a movie in the park before that. I'm not sure what the date is of that one.
And then you've got Polar Express.
Polar Express
that?
is December
December
10th. So we'll have the extravaganza from 10 to 5 and start the movie at 6:30.
Do you have to register if you just want to show up and watch the movie?
You do not register.
Do you have to pay any money?
You pay no money. A
Do
lot
you-
of
Do you have to
times,
volunteer?
nope,
No.
it's
You can
free.
just show up and
Sometimes, though, we ask people to bring a canned good that Engage then donates to another organization.
Very cool.
So
We did that this time. What did we do?
we did canned goods this time. We did
Book bags
Book
and
bags
school
the
supplies.
first time.
So we try to do something, and we do. They bring it. They bring bags, so we had several bags of groceries this past time. So we thought we would do that because of Thanksgiving.
So all the movies in the park are free.
Awesome.
And that's our goal, is to keep the movies in the park free. So we sell popcorn, we sell drinks, we sell our Grange gear, but anything that we may ask as an admission fee is always donated back to another organization.
Very cool.
And you don't have to have it in order to come.
Totally optional. There you go.
Absolutely.
So for all the folks that are like, man, there's just not much to do around here, like, all the fun stuff costs too much money. Nope.
Not in
Yeah,
LaGrange.
not in
Not
LaGrange.
LaGrange.
Not in LaGrange.
Even the first concert was free.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I mean, the events like that we can, there's going to be events that we need to raise money for because we have to help pay for them.
For sure.
And we don't want it to come out of our pocket every time.
Yeah.
But the events in the park, our goal is for those events to be as free as possible. With extravaganza, yes, we're going to do all the work. We have to charge rent for the booth.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That
They're
makes
gonna make
sense.
money,
And the
right?
haunted house was $2 entry.
Yeah.
And then when we do the daddy-daughter dance, there'll be a small fee for that. Things like that we're going to charge for. But for the community events that are in the park, we want them to always be free so that people can come and enjoy those.
Especially since the town gave us all the equipment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not our equipment to say,
the
you can't
town's.
come unless you pay. It's the town's equipment, so the town gets to enjoy it.
Yep. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool.
Yep.
I'm trying to think. I had another good one. I had a good question, but I forgot it. I'm starting to get old, and I'm starting to forget stuff.
So,
So we went to Bill's last week.
Oh yeah, we got to.
And we go in. Did they card him?
You weren't with us. It
I
me
was
and you.
not
They
with you
carded
guys.
him.
Are you serious?
I walked in and sat down, and I didn't even think.
She thought he was 19 years old.
She was like, I was like, I'll have a Mick Ultra, and she was like, I'm gonna need to see some ID, and I was like,
Oh, wow.
absolutely, bro. I'm 34. Like I got
Let me
you
get
all day
up and
long.
do the dance.
Yeah. I tried to play it off.
Beard. What in the world?
I couldn't believe it though. I was so excited.
That's
about
awesome,
it.
though.
Yeah, thank you.
And here's the other part. She thought that he was our son. Yeah.
No, I don't see that one.
Yeah, she thought he was our
Yeah.
son.
I kind of have some red though. I
Yeah.
kind of fit in.
You do. A little bit.
A little Irish in there.
Yeah.
What's the lineage? The Rouse
We're
lineage.
Scottish.
Scottish.
Mine is. Reed's is, I don't know really what he is. He's English, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys got.
You can see
I
it.
mean, he's pretty tall though for a guy from around here.
Who, Reed?
Yeah. And
Chan-
Channing.
Channing is tall.
Yeah. They're
Channing
both tall
is.
for around, especially for around here. I'm average height here. I'm a tiny little guy where I come from. Very small.
Are you really?
I'm very small.
I
where
think
come
Everett's
from.
going to be taller than Channing.
Yeah,
I think
Everett's
so.
growing like crazy. I could give him a bunch of crap for it. He tried to tell me yesterday he was 9% body fat. I said, if Dakota's 8%, how the hell could you be 9? I said, and Jeff was like, pretty sure it said 19. I can't even lose that. Shut up, Everett.
Oh, he's losing.
Yeah, if you had any weight right here, it'd be gone in a heartbeat with all that
That's what I tell
talking.
him all the time. I tell him and Shannon
He
both.
doesn't have any weight here.
That is all muscle right
He's
there.
very slim.
Oh, my gosh.
But he's lost 3 pounds since yesterday, so he's working hard. He was at the gym when I left,
Good.
so he's trying to get that 146 by Thursday.
46 or 45?
He's got a 1 pound allowance because
Oh,
D.H. Conley, I think.
They're wrestling like Wednesday.
Yes, they're wrestling Wednesday, so he can hit 146. Yeah, he's ready though. I'm ready. I'm excited.
Fired up for it. I'm bummed that I double booked myself for Thursday. I'm going to miss the first match unless I get canceled on. But it's a
Maybe-
win-win.
Yeah, maybe.
Being double booked is good.
And that's Stacy.
right.
Yeah, it's Stacy and Brad together for
With
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is still mind blown on that one.
I think it's going to be freaking hilarious. But
It's going to
if
be
not,
great.
if it doesn't
I
happen,
cannot wait to watch that.
I think it's gonna be long.
Oh,
and funny.
Teresa, I love you so good.
I cannot wait for it. I've been like calling and texting Stacy every 48 hours for like 2 weeks trying to nail him down, and then finally was like, all right, what are you doing Thursday? And I was like, you just give me a time. And then like a day later I was like, shit, I got the wrestling match I gotta get. I was like, sorry guys. They were like, you coming on Thursday? I was like, I can't. I got this really great interview potentially lined
Yeah,
up. So
that's
hopefully
awesome.
it works out. But anywho, well, thank you guys for coming down.
Absolutely.
Anything
Thank
else
you
to
for
add?
having us.
For
No, I mean, if you want to be a part of something great,
Yep.
come and be a part of Engage LA.
There's 2 really easy ways to be a part of Engage LA. 1, volunteer your time, help them out, show up, be very drama-free, and just help contribute to the cause. And B, don't show up at all and just send them a check with a bunch of money.
Yeah, and
Oh,
we
we
like
like
that
both
one.
of 'em.
Yeah.
Yeah, you show up and help, or you can do a little bit of both. A little show up and help, a little check
Yes.
writing.
Yeah. We
That's
need
awesome.
help. We do need help.
Cool. If you guys would throw out the one person, and it can't be Reed, from LaGrange that I need to get on the Kicking It With podcast next. Hit me.
From LaGrange.
A mover and a shaker. I got one right here.
The mayor.
You've got one?
The mayor's.
The mayor.
I met him at the state cook-off, so
He's
that
great.
would be a good one. Okay.
He's really good.
He is. We appreciate him a
Yeah.
whole lot.
I think Chris Hatcher would be good.
Chris, that's I'll definitely get him.
Yeah, I think he would.
I'm gonna say Ryan Riley.
Yeah.
Took an easy one from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to think of the easy ones.
Well, I'm not from there, so I took that softball.
Yeah.
Wham!
He is
Well,
a
what
mover
kind
and a
of-
shaker.
What
He
kind
is.
of people do you want?
Everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody.
Yeah, I think Ryan's a good one. I think Chris Hatcher would be great. I think our mayor would be incredible because he is
What's his name?
Bobby
Shay
Wooten.
Awesome. Make it happen.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely.
Okay.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you all for joining us. That was
Thank
Kicking
you.
It With, episode 10010 with Engage LA. Crissy Rouse, Shay Foss. I'm Zac Holcomb. Jerry's back there in the controls. Later!